He hasn't pitched since 2023.
What? You know I'm recording now, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Anyway, well, on that note, welcome to the Nats Baseball Review. My name is David Knight. With me, as usual, is my friend Jason. How you doing, sir?
Pessimistic as hell.
Oh, yeah. Well, as a Nationals fan, that's really all we have right now. But as you've seen how the video, this is we have added a starting pitcher, but we're going to hit a quick few notes here of the team, and then we're going to mainly focus on the season, the spring training preview, the roster that we have right now with what position battles could be up in the air, which I think it's pretty open, especially on the pitching side. So let's go ahead and break down the latest transactions first, and we'll comment on that. Couple of deals that were Cardinals adjacent. We have picked up Miles Mikolas on a 1 year deal, free agent deal. Got him the very last minute a couple of days ago with all the other pitchers and players that signed deals right as spring training was starting. Um, Mikolas will come to the Nationals on a 1 year, $2.25 million deal, which includes up to $750,000 in possible incentives based on innings pitched, up to over 140 innings pitched. And a brief overview of Mikolas stats. If I can talk, it's early for me to record this morning. Had an ERA of 4.84 last year, 8-11 record. In fact, the last 3 seasons, the ERA has been around 5 or higher, and has had a losing record during that time. But the positive aspect for us, Jason, with him is he at least is a workhorse. He's going to pitch. He's going to be healthy. And he's going to be there every fifth day. So, which consider a lot of the pitchers we have right now that are either like have had a lot of relief work or come up injuries themselves. I think we need that kind of stability in our rotation for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what when you look at some of our rotation, he's one of the guys that like attribute. He'll take the ball every 5 days.
Yeah, he's not going to miss the start more than likely. We hope not anyway. Um, being a baseball
There might
fun.
be a game or two where you wish he had missed a start.
Well, possibly that is true as well. But yeah, we add him, and here in a few minutes, once we hit the quick story hits here, we're going to go over the roster based on Fangraphs, what they have as their projected lineup and rotation and bullpen for us for the start of the season. But we do have Mikolas only our second major free agent signing this offseason, in addition to other pitcher out of Japan, Forrest Griffin, who got $5.5 million. So for us, it's been mainly trades, waiver pickups, not a lot of free agent deals. But to make up for Mikolas, Hurts, who actually was pretty good for us last year, will go to the 60-day disabled list, or I'm sorry, injured list, however you want to call it. So he'll be out for a while. So that's how to make room for him on the roster. But Mikolas will join us for 2026. The other Cardinals related deal is we've acquired relief pitcher Andre Ganilo from the Cardinals in exchange for George Soriano. Now, Soriano did not pitch for us in the big leagues last year. I want to say he was either in the minors or we got him on some kind of waiver deal. During the offseason, we had so many waiver deals. There's a couple people we picked up and then we dropped again. So there were a couple of those that we had this offseason. Again, all within the last few weeks. But let me pull up the stats for Solano here, for Granillo rather, because my computer acting funny. And I didn't want to have you all laggy and shit like that. I need the computer pretty bad. But Granillo's stats. Last year was his rookie year. He had 0-1 record, did have one save, ERA a little over 4, and I think like 40 innings pitched, something to that effect. And it was a pretty solid start to a career. Not great numbers, but not terrible. He's like 25 years old, so I think a guy like that, with our bullpen being in limbo as it is, could be a nice surprise for us. And Soriano will go to the Cardinals, had ERA of over 8 with the Marlins last season. Thoughts on this deal, Jason?
It's more of the Google search team.
The Google search team? Yeah, and what this means by that is, picking up names that mainstream fans don't know who they are. Like, who is this
Yes, you
guy?
gotta Google them.
You gotta look it up.
And then half the time Google's like, who the hell is you? Who the hell are you searching for?
It's like, who's this person?
Yeah. Here's a result of a local dentist in Caracas.
I don't think that's the guy. But hey, we did get Brad Lord, who worked at a Home Depot or something before he got him, and
Yeah,
that one actually kind of worked out for us. He was pretty decent for us last year. So that could have gone a lot worse. Talk about a no risk, no reward deal for that guy, right? That was
yeah.
that was a bright spot last year. Absolutely, no doubt about that. So we had Granillo. He will join the bullpen mix for the Nationals, and be a part of that that open bullpen battle, which we'll talk about again in a few minutes. And one small note that I would want to hit real quick is the fact that, of course, Nationals are not with Mass anymore, as we all know. You've been following the news, but a lot of teams, apparently, it wasn't just us. A lot of teams have disconnected or have broken ties with their TV distributor, whatever. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. It's 5 a.m, but TV distributor for Nats and so now you can go to MLB.TV to get Nationals games. Spring training games will be free, but it's $99 a year for that coverage. So compared to Masson, that will be cheaper for most fans to watch, and we don't got to give the money to the Orioles. So I think that's step in the right direction, and we'll see how things happen with any potential TV contracts next year. Your thoughts on this, Jason?
Well, I think as long as they got the same broadcasting, because I kind of like the most of the broadcasters the Nationals had.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss Bob Carpenter, but I mean, I just I'm so glad the Masson deal is finally done. I'm tired of hearing about it. Hopefully, they can get a new contract and make some money and actually pay for players.
Exactly.
Players we've heard of.
Yeah, right. Not these minor league deals or 4A guys, projects we've been trying to pick up on. Another thing I did want to mention, I think we've discussed since the last video. They did announce a play-by-play guy, and that will be Dan Coco. So he will be the play-by-play guy for the television games this year. He was a sidelines guy for the last several years. He's done a lot of commentary, and like pre-game, post-game shows. So he will be joining. He will be replacing Bob Carpenter, who retired, of course, last season.
And I like his content.
Yeah. So I mean, I've heard Dan talk. He's very professional. I think he'll do a great job for that role. So congrats to Dan for getting that promotion. He will now be the play-by-play announcer for TV games, and for the whole year. So we'll see how that goes. And Bob's shoes will be hard to fill, but we'll definitely see how he does. So a good thing. Thanks for that reminder, Jace, because I wanted to mention that, but thanks for reminding me on that one. So, excuse me. So now let's get to it. The 2026 spring training preview. It's basically going to be a roster review. We're going to go ahead and pull up what I have on Baseball Savant here. Make the screen as big as I can, so maybe everyone can see it who's watching out there. But Baseball Savant's a good website. If you have never been to it, it'll tell you free agent trackers that guys with the team that are left, where they're going, where they went. Like I said, DeJean, he signed with the Yankees, Bell went with the Twins, and so on. And it has transaction moves that we've done, like Hurts going to the IL. And unlike Baseball Reference and other websites, this actually updates very quickly. It's almost immediate. So as soon as a transaction is officially done, it's in the system updated. So it's a pretty cool website to check out. And it also has more advanced stuff that if you want to look into, I'll put the website and see. Unfortunately, they're not a paid sponsor. I wish they were, but that's not the case. Now let's go to the lineup, shall we, Jason? The lineup is about what we'd expect. The position players are about what you think they're going to be. There could be a few movements here, but based on the projected lineup for Baseball Savant, we have James Woods DHing, Abrams at short, Dylan Lyle in left field, Dylan Cruz in right, Garcia playing first base with this one. Batting fifth, Ruiz batting sixth, catching. Freddie has a third base, Nassim Nunez at second base, and then Jacob Young batting ninth. I do think there could be some other, battles going on there. Like at first base, maybe second base, depends on what some of these minor league deals do. But brief, just by that overview, what are your thoughts about the lineup, Jason?
It's going to be a long, long year.
Uh, you, yeah, the offense is going to struggle.
Last year they were inconsistent. I mean, it's like if Woods wasn't hitting, the some of the other guys would start hitting. But if Woods was hitting, they wouldn't be hitting.
Right, right. So trying to get everybody on the same page to hit at the same time, and
Yeah,
that's kind of what you're trying to do.
and I don't know. Maybe new coaching staff will help, but I don't know. I just predict a long, long year, and I'm just gonna go ahead and depress myself now. Put I'm gonna assume they're gonna lose 160 games.
Well, with that standard, Jason, you know what? You're probably going to be surprised, pleasant surprise.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
my point. I'll be happy.
yeah.
It gives me something to look forward to. Oh my God, they won 35 games.
Oh, that was not that bad. Oh my God, that'd be the record for sure. The record for sure. But I mean, my thoughts on this lineup is this. I mean, it's what I expect. The young outfielders, and with this young manager, they should get a chance to play every day. And now they'll get a chance to see, okay, get the reps in, see what they can do. With Davey, he kind of leaned on the veterans a little too much sometimes. But with a young manager, Batera being a new guy, I think the edict here is to get these young guys developed. Batera came from the Ray system, which did a lot of young player development. So getting these guys developed, I don't necessarily agree with the order of this lineup, but at the same time, I obviously lineups are going to move out throughout the year. And I think at first and second base, there could be some changes there. We did sign some minor league deals for a couple of first basemen. They might make the team as a bench player or a platoon bat. Like, for example, I don't see Luis Garcia, if they can help it, starting against lefties very often. That's not something I see happening very much. So if they can get a right-handed bat in there to complement him at first base, they might do that. So that lineup, I mean, we'll say the lineup at least seems to have a more solid basis than our pitching staff right now. And it would be nice to see Brady House break out and see what he can do at the big league level. So I'm saying let the young guys play. We have nothing to lose at this point, and just see who really rises to the occasion. See who can adjust. So I'm very excited about that. Now we'll go to the pitching staff, and this is a lot more of a cluster, Jason, as we both know. The pitching staff, the bench, real quick again, the bench and anything. This is not a very great bench. Drew Mikolas is our backup catcher. Wait a minute, where's that? Wait a minute, this is that. Where's that Mariners guy? Why isn't he on here? That's weird. Is he injured? Oh, they have him at AAA technically. Okay, he's not on the big league roster yet. He's technically in AAA, but I do think Ford will start a cast. I do think Ford will be our catcher at some point. If not, they may have him in AAA just to start the season, because if Ruiz is healthy, they probably want to give him a chance. But if he falters, then I could see him being benched, and then the young catcher Harry Ford being called up to take that spot. So this could be a temporary fix for now.
Yeah, and I agree with that. If you're not going to start Ford, he needs to be in AAA, getting at bats. I hated that about Davey Martinez, calling young guys up, prospects up from AAA. Oh, sit on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Young guys who are developing, they need to have reps, no doubt about that. And that is something again that they have to. They really need to work on that. But again, with the development guy like Batera, he understands this. So if Ruiz does start a catcher, and then falters, they'll call up Ford, and they'll go from there. So the bench, but as of now, they have Drew Millis, the backup catcher, Andres Chaparro as a corner infielder, utility infielder Jose Tena, and Joey Weimer as the fourth outfielder. We don't have five outfielders in the lineup, but one DHs. So outfield is actually one of our strengths on paper. So if those
Yes.
guys in the outfield, because Young's a good defender and center, and you have, of course, Lyle, who is a just outside rookie that finalist last year, which I don't understand why. I should have been a finalist, in my opinion, but he wasn't. Cruz has a lot of potential, obviously. We know what James Wood can do, 30 plus horsepower. Just come back with strikeouts a little bit. I think he'll be okay. Just strike out a little bit less, and I think that will be good. Him being 6'7" makes that tough, when you're tall like that. Strikeouts are kind of going to happen. But, I mean, if he can cut back on just a little bit, I think that'd be a big step for him and the team. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, but all the guys we got on waivers, who knows? That bench could be totally moved around. So we'll see about the bench. That's definitely not set in stone. I'm definitely not counting on that to be our bench this year.
Mm.
Um,
Is there any way we can move one of those outfielders to first base?
hmm, Possibly. I honestly think if Woods is DH with his height, I think he could be a first baseman.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, it'd be interesting to see him at first base, and then have Garcia go to second, and then have Nunez be that bench guy, because he did good in that role last year for us, and he's 26, so he's not like super young, but he's not old. There's one bright side. The oldest player in our starting lineup right now is Ruiz. He's almost 28. Everyone else is under 30. So um, this is a younger team, which I think is good. Which we need to be going younger, but we need to also have the you know, to to have guys that are going to be around for a long time. So, um, but yeah, again, but Woods with his height, I wouldn't necessarily mind him going to first base if he has the glove for it. That'd be an adjustment, obviously. But he's so athletic out there. He runs so good out there. I can see why they. But I don't know. We'll see what they do with that department. First base has been a question mark for us for a long time, and we still don't have an answer for that one yet. Not definite. Um, Now we'll go to the rotation. This is very up for grabs. I am not saying that this rotation is the final rotation by any means. I think there'll be a lot more done between now and the first of the season. But we have newly signed Miles Mikolas listed as our number one starter right now. He's 38 years old. He's the oldest person on the staff. Then Cade Cavalli, our prospect who's been injured the last couple years, is number two. Brad Lord, our good news signing last year, our good news deal last season at number three. Josiah Gray, who recently said, like we discussed before, Jason, that he is now healthy. Gray is now good to go, and he's listed as number four. While Foster Griffin, the lefty we signed out of Japan, is our number five. So, thoughts on this rotation, Jason, and what do you think could happen with this?
Let's see. Josiah Gray's got to remember how to hold a baseball.
Right,
I think you caught me at the beginning of the video. I was looking up his stats of what he's done. He only pitched two games, 8 innings in 2024.
yeah, yeah, he's been hurt since then. Yeah,
So it's yeah. I mean that's not good. So I can't really put any faith in him actually pitching any this year. Though I would think before you started recording, I was telling you how it would be great news if he could just do something good for the first half of the season and use him as trade bait,
right, yeah,
because I don't want him to have like a great year and then go into free agency and be like, we're going to give you a ton of money and half of it's deferred.
yeah, yeah, and that is the Nats that's a Nat standard right there. They either trade a guy or they let him go and they don't get nothing for him, and they offer him some insulting contract.
Yeah.
So it's like Yeah, so that's something that we could definitely do. I mean,
Yeah,
because
I mean,
obviously I don't see us contending. I'd be very surprised if we do contend. Hell, the opposite year
yeah,
we weren't even trying to contend.
yeah,
So I mean, if we can get something out of him and move him
yeah,
for some good prospects, hopefully the ones we have been getting into trades and the moves this offseason have been people that really aren't quite big league ready, and we need
yeah,
people that are at least going to be big league ready. You know, even if they're not necessarily great,
yeah.
we have a solid, that spot is taken. That's a
Yeah.
solid spot.
And also, Mikolas, maybe we could get him something for him at the trade deadline.
Oh, I about guarantee you that's what that deal was all about. Last minute deal. Again, we're only paying him with possible incentives up to $3 million, so we're not
Yeah,
paying him that much. And if he can show anything, I could definitely see him being a veteran contender, getting a veteran pitcher as a rental at the deadline. I could definitely see that happening if Mikolas pitches well. So
yeah. And other predictions: Josiah Gray, Cade Cavalli, and what was the other one? I done forgot his name.
I mean, a prospect.
No, or our pitcher, Rutledge.
Really? Yeah. Yes. 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 I
They're
mean,
all going to end up on the DL
oh, that's
or
not a good.
the IR.
That is not a good prediction at all. I don't like that prediction. But I'm trying to be a little more
Is it
optimistic.
realistic though?
Well, I'm trying to be a little more optimistic than you are, Jason. Okay, I'm trying to be a little more optimistic than you. And with Gray, I'm sure he'll be on some kind of innings limit, so he may not even start. The whole season.
Yeah.
Even if he does stay healthy, so that would be
Well,
one thing against trading him. That could be one disadvantage trading him if he's on innings limit.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, like I said earlier, I'm hoping for. I'm planning for the absolute worst. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to assume the absolute worst. We're going to go 2-160,
Oh my god.
and then with every win after the second one, it's gravy.
You are in good spirits. Um,
Because they're running this team like they are trying to bottom out attendance so they can move the team to Florida.
yeah, and don't forget, we do have DJ Hurds and Trevor Williams on the IL, but they're long term. They may not come back this year because Hurts has Tommy John and Williams had elbow surgery and internal brace. So we'll see if we get to see him this year. I'm not holding my breath on that. Um, but let's take a quick look at the bullpen here just to see what the Fangraphs has projected. They currently have Clayton Beater and Cole Henry competing for the closer spot, which again is definitely not set in stone at all right now. They had PJ Pullen as a setup man, got him on waivers last year. Mineral relief guys we have are Julian Fernandez, Jackson Rutledge, like we discussed. Richard Lovelady, who we got from waivers from the Mets last month, and Gus Farland, who we got off waivers from the Diamondbacks last month. And the long relief guy is our Rule 5 pick, Griff McGarrett, which means he has to stay with the team the entire year, or we have to pay the team we got him from a set amount of money. So that's our bullpen. Again, looking at some people we have potentially and the AAA prospects, we could see. I'm sure we could see the people from there as well. What about this bullpen, Jason? Our bullpen for years has kind of been a running gimmick as we always suck. This might be potential our worst bullpen yet, and I'm very very scared about the bullpen. I have no confidence at all in this bullpen.
No, no. I don't think it's the absolute worst we've seen in Washington. What was that? Had Kip Wells as the closer.
Oh, that was a while back.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what year that was, but that was absolutely ridiculous. Where like we would either get good quality pitching and nobody was hitting, or we score 13 runs and give up 15.
Yeah, yeah, right. That was the days of like the late 2000s, early tens. We played the Phillies. They had that ridiculous lineup, and they
Yeah.
would hit everything in sight, and we could not get them out to save our lives. I hated the Phillies, and I still hate them to this day.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, it's brutal. It was really painful to see those games. It was
Yeah.
really bad to see those games. Um, but I'm going to try. I'm trying to pull up a chart to see what we have for. Trying to pull up the chart, but yeah. So again, what I was saying was it's not a good sign that that our bullpen is we don't have a solid closer in place. That's never a good sign because the bullpen, you start with your closer, and then you kind of know where to go from there. And if you don't have that closer, it's really hard to determine where everybody fits.
Yeah.
So that concerns me. And grant according to your projection, we only won 2 games. We won't need a closer, right? But still, it'd be nice to have one on paper.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll probably have one, and he'll probably have 30 blown saves.
All right, you know what? The people watching are going to say, "God, this guy is Debbie Downer, man. He's just awful right now."
No, no. I mean, it's just you're sitting here looking at the bullpen, and like you said, Clayton Beater is your projected closer,
Yeah, yeah. It's not. Again, I have no faith in this
and
bullpen
he
right
doesn't
now.
even have a year of service time.
Yeah, I mean with the rotation, at least some of these guys have potential. Cavalli can be good. Lord can be good. Griffin was good in Japan. Mikolas
Yeah.
is a long established veteran starter and pitcher. All right, so there's at least some consistency with the rotation there, right? There's injury questions, yeah, but you know that hey, there is some talent there, right? There's some
Yeah.
ability there. The bullpen, a lot of these guys have good stuff, but they've been injured or they walk a lot of guys, they have command issues. That was all the guys. Everyone we picked up this offseason, everybody was like that. It says they struck out a lot of guys, but they also walked a lot of guys,
Yeah.
and or they just came off elbow surgery or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, if Fangraphs is even remotely close with some of these statistical predictions,
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to do good trading Clayton Beater and Julian Fernandez at the at the trade deadline
right, yeah,
because there's no reason to keep a 30-year-old reliever
yeah,
on a team that's rebuilding, and most of these guys don't even have options, more
right.
than one option, so they could be optioned one more this year, and then they're out of options for next year.
Yeah, options, right. And then
They're all under control.
right.
Oh, good God, though the numbers are just.
Right. Well,
I
that's
mean,
our
we're basically sitting, at the corner gas station with a quarter in our hand, with scratching off lottery tickets.
yeah. That's actually a pretty good analogy. Hoping for that big hit or whatever. But that's our roster again. Nothing for us as fans to be too enthused about. So I'm trying to be positive. I will say the strong points are the outfield strong. We got James Woods, DH's first base, whatever. We do have some guys that can hit in that lineup or have a lot of potential. So if those guys can develop and do well with this new management team and new development team, it could put a big boost into our team.
Mm-hmm.
Again, obviously the big question mark is the bullpen, but it usually always is. So it's kind of like repetitive at this point. A lot of people don't understand how hard it is to have a really good bullpen. It's really hard for teams to have a good bullpen for a long time because relief
Yes.
arms are so fickle and so finicky. They can be great for 2 years and then they're hurt 1 year, or they're really good 1 year, then they just forget how to pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a
Or
very
they get the yips.
yep, yep, exactly. So it's always something. But again, that's our team for good, bad, or indifferent. We will see what happens. Pitcher and catcher have already reported. We're getting a lot of last minute signings. Maybe we'll get some more last minute signings possibly. I was surprised with the Mikolas signing, considering what we've been doing. So I don't think we'll sign anybody else, but you never know what might happen. So we'll keep our eyes up for sure and keep everyone updated what's going on. Again, also another congrats to Dan Coco for becoming the new play-by-play commentator for the Nationals TV games. So hopefully he'll do well on that. Anything else you want to add, Jason, besides your negativity and pain?
Oh, no. It's like Dan Coco's our best signing of the.
we just called him up. So all we do is call him up, really.
Yeah. He's like our biggest addition.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for listening,
But
everybody.
I am not really this negative. I just, I am literally just trying to downplay my expectations so that.
Right. Gotcha. I get that. And sometimes when you're on a franchise that's struggling and there seems to be no vision and they're lost, you kind of have to do something to keep your sanity. Like imagine if you're a long time Cubs fan before they started winning, or the like the Marlins right now. If you're a Marlins fan, you're probably going through a hard time right now. If you're a Pirates fan, generally speaking, the Pirates are actually did a little some this offseason, which I can't say for us. But the Pirates are like that. They're long term suffering. They don't.
Yes.
They go
But
through the same thing.
for the Cubs, at least their team was trying to win all those years.
Yeah, they were, and they had some good players too. They're really good players those years.
Yeah.
And they have and I think that they got a good team this year. I think they're going to compete for a division spot this year. So I mean, I think they got a good shot of taking the division. So we'll see. But that's all for this edition of Nats Baseball Review. As always, thanks for watching. Jason, thanks for coming on as always.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. You have a good rest of the week, and I'll talk to you later.